Hello, everybody, and welcome, and happy Tier List Tuesday, everybody. So, last week I had done a Fallout for character companion tier list, so I figured I would continue with the trend of characters and look into some Stardew Valley characters. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I've only made it as far as year 3 in my playthrough that I did on my YouTube channel. You can actually watch that as well following me. So there are a few characters that I don't know. I don't remember all the names. I remember a decent part of the names, so I'm going to go ahead and be basing them not necessarily off backstory or anything like that, just the interactions that I have with them, S being they are great, F being they are greatly bad, and other stuff just being somewhere in the middle. So, let's go ahead and hop into it. The Hat Mouse is heckin' adorable. I mean, they don't really do much, so because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and put them into A. As far as I know, they don't have any type of character development or anything like that. Abigail, I'm also actually gonna put into A, but she's gonna be at the upper end of the A tier. I do like the fact that she plays video games and everything else, but the whole error of her saying, hey, this rock looks delicious is the only reason that I can't, with any good conscience, go ahead and put her into the S tier. She is actually in the playthrough that I'm currently doing on Twitch. She is the person that I am going after, so I'm kind of hoping that I will get to find out a little bit more about her. But I do know that she likes video games, so that's good enough for me. Alex is C tier. Overall, just in the playthrough that I've done, the people that I have heard have romanced him, he just kind of sticks to the whole jock routine. He really likes it when you give him eggs. He'll work out shirtless in the front yard when you marry him, stuff like that. So he's okay. He kind of bland overall, though. The bear, immediate S tier, for just the simple fact that it does not absolutely maul you when you go into its forest, and it left you a little note. Like, it's actually pretty heckin' cute. I like it. With her, I don't know. I don't really know much about her character overall. It's nobody that actually ever really stood out and did a whole lot. So for that, I'm gonna go ahead and put her into C tier. Again, I may be able to learn more about her as time goes on, but as of right now, I don't really know anything about her. Clint. Clint's a good guy, but he is very much the sad sack of the town. He refuses to tell the person that he likes how he feels, and instead just kind of mopes around. In all honesty, it's kind of his fault that he's unhappy, and I hate to say that because I do think that he's a nice guy, but I think that he may just be a little bit too nice, if that makes sense. Demetrius. Demetrius, I'm actually going to give A tier. Now, the reason that he's not getting S tier is because when you start befriending Maru, even if you're just trying to be her friend, he has that very awkward dad talk with you, and I don't know, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, personally. Maybe because I'm a father, but I can't put him into S tier. The reason that he is as high as he is, though, is because he does set up some stuff for you in the cave that you have on the farm to either be able to get mushrooms or, I believe, bats. I'm always going to choose mushrooms every time because it's very quick and easy. But, yeah, that's why he's not in the S tier. I think this is just a little gremlin dude in the cave. Again, doesn't really do much. I mean, they're just there. They seem friendly enough. Elliot. gonna come back to Elliot. Evelyn is gonna immediately go into S tier because she is the world's best grandma, and we love her. She's incredibly heckin' sweet. Honestly, every interaction with her is an absolute delight. I think she's amazing, and I literally have nothing bad to ever say about her, ever. George, I mean, he's an angy old man, but for the most part, it does seem that as you begin to give him items and stuff like that, kind of build that friendship, he does kind of warm up to you a little bit. He's still very much an angy old man, but I feel like he's kind of like that grandpa that, even though he may upset you a little bit, you still kind of love him, but that's why he's in the B tier, is because he does have some angy issues. Elliot, I'm gonna go ahead and put, honestly, lower end of C tier. Again, where he lives out on the beach, he's kind of secluded. Even though I do go to the beach daily, I rarely get the opportunity to talk to him. And he looks so smug with that side profile. I don't trust him. This dude, I am putting into D tier because he is literally always asleep. All the time. There are monsters in this world, and he is just snoozing away, and that's an issue. Emily. Emily, I kind of like the fact that she always seems to be pretty bubbly, overall, so I'm gonna go ahead and put her into B tier. Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with him. The mayor, or not mayor, governor? I don't know. Either way, he's gonna go into F tier simply because he's in the government. No, I'm kidding. I will put him into D tier because I feel like it's just kind of one of those things that he doesn't really do much, and the very few interactions that you have with him. Now, if stuff happens after year 3 and I don't know about it, that's obviously could influence my decision later. However, he doesn't really do much overall. He comes in, he judges some soup, and then you never hear from him again. Your grandpa's gonna go into the higher end of B tier. Again, you don't really get the option to interact with him because, dead. Until, I want to say, the beginning of year 3 is when he first starts coming around. But the thing is, all he does is judge your farm, and then that's really about it. But he's in B tier, because if it weren't for him, you wouldn't be on this farm to begin with, and he also has a really cool nightcap. Gunther. Gunther is gonna go into the bottom of C tier. It's cool that, like, you can get rewards from him and stuff like that for donating to the museum, so you're not, like, doing it pro bono or anything, but just the fact that I feel like he doesn't have much character development outside of the museum. Now, again, once everything is finished at the museum, maybe that changes, I don't know, but I am just basing it off the experience that I have with him. But he does seem like an okay guy, he just doesn't do much. Gus. Gus, I'm actually also putting into S tier, simply just due to the fact that when he caught Linus rummaging around in the trash cans, he didn't berate the man, he didn't scold him, he didn't do anything bad, he gave him a plate of food. And honestly, that made me respect this character so much. I love that little cutscene. It is actually, if I had to guess, it's probably my favorite in the game. Haley. Haley is kind of a jerk, if I'm being honest. Anytime that I have talked to her, she is very much a jerk. If the gifts that she doesn't like, she just flat out says, ew. I believe at the flower dance, if you ask her to dance, even if you do have some friendship with her, she will also say ew. She's kind of a jerk, and I do not regret my decision. Harvey. No, Harvey's gonna go into the middle of C tier, or at the end of C tier, I should say. Simply just due to the fact that every time I go into the doctor's office in there, I rarely see him actually behind his desk doing any type of work whatsoever. So I just have to assume that if you're a patient there for long term, you're probably just gonna die. Jazz, F tier, because she beats me in the Easter egg hunt every year. I will not be taking questions at this time. Jody, I believe her name is. She seems like, honestly, she seems a little bit like an overbearing mother. Now, that may be just due to the fact that her husband is in the, some form of, army. However, she does seem to have a good heart, just a little overbearing at the very least. The Junimos are gonna go into the bottom of S tier. And I'm gonna move, Grandma Evelyn up. But the Junimos, they are fantastic little creatures. They do stuff for you, but the thing is, you have to do stuff for them too. However, they are adorable little tiny jello shots that just wiggle around like this. I think they're pretty heckin' cute. With him, I can't remember his name first of all, but I am gonna go ahead and put him into the middle of B tier. Simply because he seems like a character with a lot of potential. If I remember right, he is very clearly dealing with PTSD, and I hope that it's one of those things that they continue to dive into the psyche of his character. I don't know because I haven't gotten quite that far, but he does seem like a friendly guy. Krobus. Krobus seems nice enough, but again, oh god, that barely appears on here. But truth be told, he doesn't really do much. He is just a merchant at the end of the day. But again, he's not necessarily mean by any means. He just doesn't do much. Leah. Leah is gonna go... Wait, hold on, let me double check. No, this is Robin. No. Robin's down here. I may be getting my redheads mixed up. Leah, though, I am going to go ahead and put into the higher end of A tier. She is very cool. I like the whole artistic background. She also just... I love the location that she's at with just that little tiny house at the end. Her character does seem to be actually pretty interesting and have a decent backstory, so I do like her character. Where to begin? We can talk about the gold statue. First of all, that he should definitely not have been spending that type of money on, and instead it could have put that back towards the town. Two, we could talk about the fact that he is continuing to hide a relationship that he has with Marnie, and Marnie is just one of the sweetest characters that you'll ever actually meet. And three, he seems like the type of person that would only laugh at his own jokes and never anybody else's. Now, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, I still think that he has a few redeemable qualities. However, just those two things, the gold statue and the fact that he is trying to hide a relationship that he has with someone who is very clearly into him, is a bit of a problem. Linus is an S tier because he is a wonderful human being. I also like the fact that he asks you at one point, or not asks you, but if you choose not to take him in the little house that you have or the building that you're constructing, whatever, he respects you more for it. He does seem to be very happy with his lifestyle. He's living off the land. He does get upset that people seem to treat him like dirt. However, you can be friends with him, and he's a very, very fun character. I like him a lot, actually. This man, he's gonna go into the top of D tier. Now, there is one reason for this and one reason alone, is that he knows that there are deadly creatures in that mines, and what does he give you? Not a decent weapon, no. He gives you a rusty sword that is chipped and bent and probably causes more harm than good. So no, sir. You are not going any higher into that. You should have either told him not to go into the mines at all, or you should have given him a better weapon. Marnie. Marnie is A tier. She very clearly cares a lot for her animals. She is also taking care of Shane. Honestly, I love and respect Marnie. I just wish that Lewis would too. Maru, kind of the bookworm type, but does seem friendly overall. I am putting her into B tier simply just due to her father. No, I'm not putting her into B tier due to her father. I'm simply putting her into B tier just because overall she does seem to be focused mostly on schoolwork and everything else. So, because of that, you don't really get much of a personality ebbing off of her when you have other people like Abigail, Marnie, Leah, Robin, Demetrius. Like, all these people seem to have very fleshed out personalities, while hers does seem to be a little bit on the blander side. Joja Corp dude, immediate F tier. He is a horrible person, and I do not regret that. I'm not 100% sure who this sprite is supposed to be. Also, if you do know any of these characters, please be sure to tell me in the comments below. But yeah, I don't know them. Pam. I will trash talk Pam on any given day. However, I do not think that she is deserving of F tier by any means. She seemed to kind of have her life together until her job essentially went away, and I cannot blame somebody for falling into a depressive episode because of that. So I will go ahead and put her into D tier. The only reason that she is not going any higher is simply just due to the fact that I do not like her mannerisms or the way that she talks to me. Penny. Now, Penny was the first wife that I actually had in Stardew. I'm gonna go ahead and put her at the top of C tier. At the end of the day, her main thing does seem to be that she kind of just wants to get away from her mom. And I can't say I blame her for that. She is a fun character, but once you kind of get married to her, she'll occasionally cook for you, she'll occasionally water the plants, she'll also sit outside. Like, she does have hope, dreams, and aspirations, but for the most part, it does seem like her main gripe is her mother. Pierre. Now, Pierre is a tricky one, and by that I mean not very tricky at all, because he's gonna go into the bottom of C tier. The main reason for this is because the man does definitely put work before his family. You're supposed to feel sorry for him because you see how Joja Corp treats him. However, the man is also essentially, once Joja Corp is out of operation, he is essentially running a monopoly market, and that is illegal, sir. But it's also just due to the fact that, again, he does typically seem to put work before his family, and that's not okay. Robin. Robin is gonna go towards the end. Actually, you know what? Yeah, A tier, because she raises her prices, and that's not okay. Robin goes into A tier because she seems to be pretty invested in the town. When you first arrive, she's with Mayor Lewis to go ahead and talk to you. Granted, it is partly to make a sale, I'm sure. When the job board is repaired, guess what? She's the one to go ahead and do it. When you talk to her about the things that are being built, like the grandstands, it seems that she takes a good part in that. So it seems like she really does care about the town, and she has a fun character personality. And when you're fixing the job posting board in town, she makes a dad joke about it. So naturally, I'm gonna love her character. Henry, I believe his name is? I think? Super Saiyan Goku? I remember that he's definitely a music lover. Honestly, I've got no issues with him. He doesn't stand out a whole heck of a lot. He seems like a nice guy. He does have, the whole musical background and everything else, so, I mean, nothing against him by any means. Another shop owner, I want to say she's the one that runs the shop in the desert town that I cannot remember the name of right now. So, just bottom into C tier again, just nobody that really does much of anything except be a shop owner. I don't think you ever get any type of backstory or anything like that with her. Sebastian. I actually really, the more that I've been playing the game, I actually really like Sebastian. I think that he is a fun character. He knows a lot about computers. He's very much trying to get out of the city, or not the city, but out of Stardew Valley and into the city. There's a lot of things about him that I like, and also just the fact that he's kind of a dork, and that's kind of awesome. Shane. Now, this may upset some people. But Shane is a jerk. The main issue that I have with him, though, is honestly, he's just kind of a jerk. He says things like, "Why are you talking to me? I need you to get out of my way." Like, he's just kind of a butthead. Vince. Bottom of C tier. There's nothing really special about him. The kid characters, and I understand why, because you don't want to spend all your time speaking to children in the game, but the kid characters aren't really super fleshed out. He's just kind of there. Willie. Yeah, top of B tier, I think, is fair. He's a very kind person. He's a fisherman. He is also, of course, worried about his business. If you do end up fixing the community center, apparently you have access to another island. I didn't know this at the time, which that's fine. I'm not upset you are. But overall, he is a cool character. I just wish that he would have gotten a little bit more. And then finally, the wizard. The wizard is... Honestly, I'm putting him into the bottom of C tier simply because I don't know a whole heck of a lot about him, and the simple reason for that is because he is so far out of the way. I don't really have any desire to go talking to him because I don't want to have to spend half my day getting there, speaking to him, and then the other half getting back. If I would go visit him daily, I would not get anything else done. So, with that, that is another Tier List Tuesday out of the way. If there's anything else that you would want to see me put into a tier list, hopefully it's something I know, please, by all means, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you liked the video, even if you didn't like the video, think about hitting the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.